Hello friends, today is Thursday, the 29th November 2018. Let's begin. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Okay, today we will see the immaterial sphere consciousness, or the arupa vachara chittani. Arupa means immaterial, rupa means material. It should be noted that rupa also has the derived meaning of image or picture. So arupa means there is no picture in this world, in this immaterial sphere world. Just give me a minute. So yeah, I think now it's bright. So in this arupa vachara world, there is no picture. We actually cannot see anything. Actually, there is no picture. So and the beings who are born in this immaterial sphere don't have any form, or they cannot see anything. Or we can say that the chitta, or the consciousness, and the associated consciousness expressions, or the cetashika, just exists in this realm, barely exists in the barely means without any coverage of some sort of solid material, or the picturesque material which we see, which we have seen before this sphere. We have seen in the fine material sphere, and of course in our world also we are able to see the rupa. Rupa is the materiality, or the thing which gives some form or shape or color. Especially it is color. If we are born there, or some people meditators can actually visit such a plane, and what they see is nothing actually. It is the chitta, or the consciousness that simply exists there, and nothing can be seen in all directions. So some kind of picture or a flower or something like that we cannot see. So this one comes under the good roots. This one root with green dot is the good rooted consciousness, and then also it belongs to the jubilant consciousnesses, the class of jubilant consciousnesses. So let's begin. So in this arupa vachara chittani, the first one is what we have is the immaterial sphere wholesome consciousness, which is the stanza number 22 in Pāli. It is called the arupa vachara kusala chittani. Kusala means wholesome. Arupa vachara means immaterial sphere, or the related to immaterial sphere. The kusala is the wholesome, chittani is the consciousnesses, or the consciousness, And we are still in the Chitta Sangaha Vibhaga, or the analysis of consciousness, which is the chapter number 1. So let's read the Immaterial Sphere Wholesome Consciousness stanza. So number 1 is the Akasana Chayatana Kusala Chittam Vijnananchayatana Kusala Chittam Akinchanyayatana Kusala Chittam Neva Sanyanayatana Kusala Chittanjati Imani Chattaripi Arupavachara Kusala Chittani Nama. Let me repeat. For number 1 is the Akasananchayatana Kusala Chittam. Number 2 is the Vijnananchayatana Kusala Chittam. Number 3 is the Akinchanyayatana Kusala Chittam. Number 4 is the Neva Sanyana Ayatana Kusala Chittanjati Imani Chattaripi Arupa Vachara Kusala Chittani Nama. So we will see the meaning later. We will now move to the subject part of it. So yeah, let me move this. So we are moving to these Arupavachara Chittas, or the immaterial sphere Chittas. I have denoted with the symbol as the atomic symbol, because we cannot see, it is so something like subatomic, or we cannot see anything. So I put it as atomic, and it belongs to the good roots, and it belongs to the class of jubilant chittas. So what we saw before is we started our first chapter with this one, sensual sphere sensual sphere unwholesome consciousness, which are greed rooted, hatred rooted, delusion rooted, and then we moved up to the rootless chittas, and then moved up to the jubilant chittas, sensual sphere jubilant chittas, and then we finished the sensual sphere chittas. These 3 classes belong to the sensual sphere chittas, the kama vachara chittani, the 54 chittas. And then in the last 4 lectures we saw the fine material sphere chittas, or the rupa vachara chittani, in which the brahmas also reside. And then now we are moving up to the immaterial sphere chittas, or the arupa vachara chittas, and it has the 12 chittas. Now we are going to see the immaterial sphere wholesome chittas, and in the next lecture we will see the immaterial sphere resultant chittas, and then move on to the immaterial sphere functional chittas. So now we will see the immaterial sphere wholesome chittas, which are the arupa vachara kusala chittani, which are 4 chittas actually. So as we can see here, let me move this. Okay, so the thing is, the immaterial sphere consciousnesses, or the arupa vachara chittani, are 4 in number. These are actually the modes of 5th jhana. We saw the 5th jhana before in the last lecture, in the last lectures, in which we saw the 5th jhana, or the Rupa jhana of the fifth Rupa jhanas, fine material sphere, fifth jhana. We saw that the chitta actually has equanimity, attracts the Chetasika or the consciousness impression of equanimity, or the feeling of equanimity, or the upeka vedana, which I have represented with the alien face symbol for equanimity. And then since the and then there is always the one-pointedness, as we know that all the chittas have the one-pointedness or the ekagata, and it cannot function alone, so it takes as its partner in the fifth jhana the equanimous feeling or the equanimity feeling, upeka vedana. The one-pointedness ekagata can take many partners, but here it takes one partner, which is equanimity, which is exclusive to the fifth jhana. We can experience very strong equanimous feeling in this. So what we see here in the modes of fifth jhana, or 4 in number, here you can see the 4 colors, there's some sort of blue color here, which is not the normal blue, and then some sort of green here, and then the white, and then the gray color, very light gray. So what all this we will see soon. But before that, we will also see something about the fine material sphere chittas, the collection of fine material sphere chittas, which we saw in the last 4 lectures, and the immaterial sphere chittas, which we are beginning to see in this lecture. So these 2 classes are called as or together called as the Mahagata Chittani or Mahagata Chittas. Mahagata means the sublime, lofty chittas, sublime or lofty chittas, or you can combine it as sublime lofty chittas. So the sublime and very high good and high chittas, or the fine material sphere chittas, Rupa Vachara Chittani, 15 chittas here, and then the immaterial sphere chittas, the Arupa Vachara Chittani, 12 in number. So 15 plus 12 is 27, the 27 chittas, which are belonging to the fine material sphere chittas. All are jhanas here. As we saw before, is the fine material sphere chittas start from the first jhana and go up to 5th jhana, and the Arupa Vachara Chittani, or the immaterial sphere chittas, or of course the 5th jhana only, but the object of meditation is different, or we can say that the four chittas, or the 4 levels we have here, or which are called as the Arupa jhanas, or just the modes of 5th jhana only. So those who have developed the 5th jhana here in the fine material sphere chittas can transcend to the immaterial sphere chittas, but generally it is not recommended. I too don't recommend, but I will try to get to the immaterial sphere jhanas if I can. I think it is possible, but I do not recommend to people, because the reason the reason actually is because once people someone has got the immaterial sphere jhanas, and then when the person dies and is born in this immaterial sphere material world, they take a lot of time to there, and it is many meditators say that it is a waste of time to spend time there in the next life. So many meditators don't accept, don't allow, or don't recommend the students to visit to get the immaterial sphere wholesome chittas, which are also the modes of fifth jhanas. This is what we can experience, and when we after we experience this, and when we don't lose that power at the time of death, and then we will be born in this immaterial sphere world, which is the resultant chitta we will have there, and the other one is the functional chittas we will see later. So, and yeah, let us see about this. So there are modes of the fifth jhana, which is the immaterial sphere chittas, or 4 in number. So it is called as the first immaterial sphere jhana, and then second immaterial sphere jhana, third immaterial sphere jhana, immaterial jhana, or the fourth immaterial jhana. But these are all just the modes of fifth jhana. These are all fifth jhana only. In the fifth jhana, you feel very calm. You feel the equanimous feeling very strongly. And then in these jhanas, these are all modes of fifth jhana only. We will feel great calmness in this. So let us see. The first one, the first immaterial jhana is called as the field of infinitude of space. So which I have represented with an infinity symbol and then the space here. So as we see here, just give me a minute. So as we see here, from the fifth jhana, this I have represented with a background of the fifth jhana, and then from the fifth jhana we just jump to the infinitude of space. We just jump into it. Jump is actually the what we say is the object of the fifth jhana. For example, generally the object of fifth jhana is generally the breathing technique we use, the anapanasati generally. But here what we do is we just transcend to the infinitude of space, and then we just take we just change the object. When we change the object here, then we move to the it is the fifth jhana only. We move to the infinitude of space. We get that chitta, and then yeah, let us see here. So before we talk about this, let us see about something important here. So what is the thing is, there are two terms, the Pali terms, which are very important. Let me see. Just give me a minute. So the term here is the two terms, alambitabba, alambana. The word alambana means object. Here I have used two objects. One is this is a pear shaped fruit as an object here, and then another object I have used is I think this is strawberry, yes. So alambana means object. That object that the mind is going to hold on to is called as the alambana. And here what happens is, this is the mind actually, it's not the hand. So I have just used the example of the hand that's holding on to the object. So alambitabba, the word alambitabba means the object that is held on to. So this is the one, the green one is the object that is held on to by the hand or the mind or whatever it is. Alambitabba. If we remove the hand and use the mouth, for example, mouth holding this fruit, then this object is again the alambitabba, the object that is held on to. And another word is the adhikamitabba. Adhikamitabba is the object that is being rejected or surpassed or left out, or which is called, for example, here the hand has left out this, or has surpassed or thrown away this strawberry. And here if it is the mind, then the mind, what it does is the mind throws away, the mind leaves alone the object, some object which was held by it before, and then moves on to hold another new object. So adhikamitabba is the left out object, and then moves on to the next object to hold the held object. Newly held object is called the alambitabba. Let us see here, for example, here the direct object is called the alambitabba, or the object that is now being held, or the direct object is called alambitabba here. And then the transcended object, or the object that is surpassed or thrown away, is called as the adhikamitabba. So in the let us see, in the to cultivate from the fifth jhana, normal fine material sphere, fifth jhana, let us see how to come to this this field of infinitude of space. So what we do here is what we do is the field of what we do is what we were doing before is the breathing meditation. Generally we do the breathing meditation, and some people do the meditation on equanimity, upekkha. And then the speciality of upekkha, the meditation on equanimity, is that such a person suddenly suddenly gets the fifth jhana, the fifth jhana of the fine material sphere. Or some people generally in the others, also there is something called as the kasina. Kasina meditation is a sort of traditional one. Is the kasina is called as some kind of colored disc or something, which we will see now. And by doing this type of meditation, we can come into the fifth jhana generally. And after coming to the fifth jhana, what we do is we just transcend the object to space. So the concept of space is taken when you are in the deep fifth jhana. You just change the object to space, and then suddenly what happens is you are in the first immaterial jhana. Personally, I have not done it, and I'm not very sure, but that I have touched it or not. But I have touched the fifth jhana, of course, the fifth fifth Rupa jhana, or the fine material sphere jhana. So I will later try if I can. So which is the, and then once you get to this jhana is the chitta number 70 which you get, and then we will see about the kasina soon. And then after this, to go to the second immaterial jhana, what happens is, here the mind is holding the concept of space, the concept of space, and it is actually examining the concept of space. Actually, and then what we do is we just extend the space what we have in the mind to infinite space, which is actually the consciousness, because the consciousness is examining the space in all directions to infinite distance or dimensions. So when the concept of space is extended to infinity, or whichever side it goes, it is the consciousness itself. The consciousness itself. I am not sure if what they say is the chitta, here, the consciousness here may be attracting some Chaitashika or the consciousness impressions. I am not sure if it is so pure in nature. I have not gone to this level, so I am not able to comment on this. So if I find anything more on such things, I will do a support lecture. I will give a support lecture for this, and then you can know about it. And when the mind is seeing the space as infinite, then this is the chitta number 71. Now the question comes is why we have named this as infinite consciousness here, the second immaterial jhana, and the infinite space as the first immaterial jhana, even though the mind is holding a confined space here, is the thing is, I am not very sure about it, but I am sure that the space is infinite here if we take space here. And what they actually mean here is the consciousness is what is actually extending the space here. Space is actually extending. So another way of seeing space is, what is space? The question of space is that those things which are not confined by any object, any contoured object, or any colored object, or any type of object, that is, for example, a mountain or sun or moon or a star or something like that, is called as space, which is not space is the region where there is actually nothing, but there is chitta, of course, there is chitta in it, and it has the potential to develop a materiality there, and then present itself as some sort of star or anything whatsoever the matter be. The rupa is born in space, is born in the space where there is no rupa. And how it comes is from the mind itself, from the consciousness itself, which we saw before, and we will see it again about in the chapter of rupa. Rupa is the chapter of materiality, where we will see how the materiality or the materials, rupas, form and come into being, including our own body, which is a rupa. So what is not rupa is called as space, and what is extending the space to infinity is called as consciousness, and the space itself is infinite when you try to see, ponder, try to see what is there. When the mind is trying to grasp what is space in different directions, it finds that it is infinite. And what is going on here is the consciousness is what which is going on all directions on the space itself. So which is the second immaterial jhana which we get here, which is also the mode of fifth jhana. We find that we find extreme calmness. I have studied that, and which is the chitta number 71. And going to the third immaterial jhana, which is the field of nothingness. So what happens here is the concept of infinite space is actually held before, and that is being transcended, that is being thrown away, and the new object is concept of non-existence, or concept of as we can say, the concept of aloofness. Oh, sorry, let me use the aloofness, or the what we can see here is that the chitta is understanding that it is alone. There is nothing there. There is nothing to ponder over. When the space is transcended, when the infinite space is transcended, we can see that there is actually nothing, but there is chitta. There is chitta there. There is chitta. There is the concept of nothingness. Concept of nothingness, and we have to know about the concept of which is called as okay, yeah, let us see it later, but yeah, so there is aloofness, or the consciousness understands that it is alone. It is alone here. So the concept of non-existence, or it looks like nothing exists actually. So that is the chitta number 72, and then this is the field of nothingness. Why we take it as field first? These are all fields because it extends to infinity. It generally extends to infinity, and there is actually, we cannot see anything in this. Whatever the modes of fifth jhana here, in the immaterial sphere, there is actually, we cannot see anything, but yeah, so it is called as fields. Let us see here. Okay. When we see the meanings of this, we will understand it. So but before, let us and then in the fourth immaterial jhana, the concept of non-existence, or the nothingness, is called the concept of non-existence. The concept of non-existence actually means that there is something which is called as nothing actually, That's called as the concept of non-existence. It is difficult to explain unless someone tries to meditate and goes into such the third immaterial jhana. Then you can experience it very clearly, which is the chitta number 72. And then in the fourth immaterial jhana, this concept of non-existence or aloofness is transcended or thrown away, and then the concept of nothingness is non-existence is here. The difference is actually the non-existence is the mind actually suddenly finds that there is actually nothing, or nothing actually exists. But here, as we extend this one, extend the aloofness or non-existence, we can see that there is nothing actually, which is the concept of nothingness is grasped here fully. And this is called as the field of perception or non-perception, which I have used for the field of nothingness. I have used this symbol, the nothingness not symbol. And for the field of perception or non-perception, I have used the eyeglasses for perception, and non-perception I have used the eyeglasses with the cross. So the in this level, which is the chitta number 73, what we can see here clearly is our own five senses, the five sense doors we can see, because we still have our body. So in the chitta number 73, we can see that our five senses are just existing, but and it doesn't go out to hold an object, but we can see our five senses are existing. So and at the same time we can see that our five senses it looks like our five senses exists and doesn't exist because no object is able to be grasped, or the concept of nothingness is grasped, but which is very subtle in nature. In a very subtle manner, we are able to all these objects, starting from the concept of space, and then moving to concept of infinite space, and then moving to the concept of non-existence or the separateness or aloofness concept, or the concept of nothingness, is all very subtle in nature and very deep or subtle. So in the field of perception and non-perception, we can see our own five senses existing in the rudiment nature, in the very basic nature. It is just existing. It is just existing, and it doesn't go out to do certain functions, but it is existing in a rudimentary nature, which is a very important level here, important level to know. But all the immaterial jhanas are not recommended, Instead, it is better to move on to let me show. So since in the arupa chittas, if you are born here, the time spent is extremely long. So instead, we can, from the fifth jhana here, we fifth or whatever the jhanas here, we have to better jump to the stream entry level, or the supramundane chittas. By cultivating the supramundane chittas, we will see later. But those people who want to experience this one and then move on to the above one, it's okay. But I too don't recommend it. But I am not sure. I might go through this. So okay, let us move on further. So these are the chitta number 70, chitta number 71, chitta number 72, and chitta number 73, which is extremely subtle in nature. Chitta number 73 is extremely subtle in nature, and rudimentary form of our own perception is experienced here. Sometimes we cannot perceive our own perception, sometimes we perceive it, so that is why it's called as perception or non-perception, because it is basic and very rudimentary nature. So let us now see the realms pertaining to this. So yeah, let us also see the one word which I have not typed here, which is called as the Nati Panyati. Nati Panyati means Panyati is called as the idea. So let me type in here the word. Nati Panyati. So the Nati Panyati means, the meaning is the idea of is called as the okay, just give me a minute here. Sorry. So it's the Nati Panyati. Nati Panyati means yeah, just give me a minute. So this is the word. So let us just give me a minute here. So Nati is the Panyati is called as the idea or the concept or the idea or the concept, idea or the concept of nothingness. So Nati it means nothingness. So this is what comes here when the concept of Nati Panyati is what is held about here, held by the mind. So let us move on. So it's called as the Arupa Bhumi or the immaterial sphere plane. So in the immaterial sphere plane, the feeling what we have is the strong equanimity, along with extreme calmness. The extreme calmness is also equanimity only, or equanimous feeling only. These are the immaterial planes pertaining to the fifth jhana, which are filled with strong equanimity and extreme calmness. So let's go from the plane 28 to the plane number 31. So as we finish these planes, we would have already seen all the planes in an overall manner. So in the first immaterial jhana, so which is the field of infinitude of space, which is the Arupa jhana, the name. So the plane is called as the plane, 28th plane, or the 28th world pertaining to the field of infinitude of space. So the person who is born, who is born in this plane, which is the chitta number 74, will be born in this plane with the chitta number 74, which is the resultant. We will see about it. So about this is the field of infinitude of consciousness, which is the second immaterial jhana. So this person, when they die, they will be born in the 29th world, which is the plane pertaining to the field of infinitude of consciousness. In fact, in these worlds, it looks like there is nothing actually. There is nothing. It looks like it's nothing is there. So here here the infinite space is there, is what is there. And then here the infinite consciousness is what is there. The person, and then in the next one which is the third immaterial jhana, which is called as the field of nothingness, which is the plane, the number 30 is called as the plane pertaining to the field of nothingness. Here it looks like there is nothing, and in the fourth immaterial jhana, which is called as the field of perception or non-perception, which is the last highest plane, which is the 31st plane, or the plane pertaining to the field of perception or non-perception. So here what we can see is when the person is born here, the being actually has the rudimentary form of senses. Let us also see about the sense basis here. What happens when we get such jhanas? Let us see here. So in the immaterial sphere, which is called as the IMS, immaterial sphere, the short form is IMS. So in the IMS, immaterial sphere, the sense basis is what we saw before. In the generally what we have is these 6 sense bases. The 5 sense bases, or apart from the mind or the heart base, there is the base of seeing, base of hearing, base of smelling, base of tasting, and the base of touching. So what we see here is all the bases which are belonging to our body is all not functioning, is all not needed, or it just doesn't function. But the base of the mind, which is also called as the heart base, is the only one that is existing in such planes, or when the person who is in such deep jhana, in such immaterial sphere jhanas, whatever the jhanas be, only the mind is the base of the mind is what is used or is functioning. But since the 5 sense bases, since we still have the body, we can sense from this base, from the mind or from the heart base, we can sense the rudimentary form of 5 sense bases, which are actually not used, or which are not needed. So in these planes, who are born will have the heart base. Only the heart base is functioning, or the mind, only the mind is actually functioning. There is no need to have, they don't have any body at all. So there is there's nothing to see, there is nothing to hear, there is nothing to taste, there is nothing to smell, or and there is nothing to touch also. So there is only the mind actually. The mind actually goes deeper and deeper as we go up, and in this plane only the mind is there. It actually sees itself. It actually is able to perceive itself in a very clear manner here when we are born here, the beings here. So the mind actually tries to perceive, but there is nothing to perceive. It just perceives itself, maybe, perhaps. So this is it perceives or sometimes not perceives. So this is the place here. So what we saw here is in the first immaterial sphere jhana. We also saw that the concept of breathing or the concept of equanimity or the concept of kasina, which is capable of inducing the fifth jhana, is transcended. And let us see what is the kasina now. So the kasina is the meaning of kasina is called as the whole or entire. So the kasina meditation was used long back, and which also comes under the 40 meditation objects that is there in the Abhdhamma Sangaha, written by Acharya Anuruddha. So that's why we are seeing here, but I don't recommend this. But I personally have tried the red kasina, the red disc, red kasina. So let us now see about it. So in the kasina we have the four basic elements with which everything is made, which is the earth kasina, which is the Patavi kasina, Apo or the water, Apo kasina or the water kasina. So water kasina, Apo kasina is we make a disc with earth, with earth on it, a disc with earth on it. And then for the water we take some kind of jar with water, usually a glass bowl with water. So and then for the fire we take the disc of fire, a disc with fire, which is the fire Tejo kasina, or some kind of fire. Tejo means fire or the energy element. And then the Vayo, air element. For this they take the air or wind as the kasina, as the wind moves and falls on our body. This is taken as the air kasina. Actually we cannot see the air actually, because it doesn't have color. So the sense of touch is used here. But I have tried the air kasina, but nothing worked here. I have tried the water kasina, and I don't think it worked. Red kasina, and four colors are there. The red kasina or the lohita is the red kasina. Blue is the Nila kasina, blue color. And then the yellow color is the Pita. Pita is called yellow, Pita kasina, yellow. And then the Odata kasina, which is white kasina, white color disc, blue color disc, red color disc, and yellow color disc, which is what we use. But I use the red kasina, and the result is when I get some image on my mind which are of different color, I can remember the red kasina, and then change the color of whatever the image that is formed in my mind when I'm in meditation to very light red color, a light red color, which means the kasina technique is, I think, is not very suitable for me, or it is not recommended. Generally, I don't recommend it because it is very difficult. It's very, very difficult. One has to keep the eyes open, or keep the eyes slightly closed or slightly open, in the sense to see the disc, and then other extra 2 kasina is there, which are not belonging to the elements, 4 basic elements, or the color, which are space kasina, akasa kasina, and then the light, or the aloka kasina. The light kasina, for the light kasina, what we generally use is the moonlight on a full moon day. The person who wants to use the light kasina just stares at the moon and then gets the let us see about it later. We will see about kasinas again, but it is not recommended. And then the space kasina. For the space kasina, what we use is some kind of pipe or a cavity which is dug out, which doesn't have anything actually, and in the cavity we just try to see the cavity, concentrate on that cavity, which is actually space, or in other sense, for seeing for using the space kasina, akasa kasina. Another way is taking any of the colors or any of the elements, and then removing the element or removing the color. If you are able to remove the color, for example, a person who has used the red kasina for meditation, and then is able to see the red color everywhere, wherever they see, and when they close the eyes and they will be able to see the pure red color all over, wherever they in the mind, which is without any blemish or without any defect, which is clear and deep red. And suddenly what you have to do is you have to remove the red color, and when you remove the red color, suddenly there is space, which is actually, when you are able to, which is a very difficult, very, very difficult process. I do not recommend it. I recommend the usual process of the anapanasati, or the breathing meditation. So once you get the space kasina, the mind would have already grasped the concept of space, and you will be in the mode of 5th jhana, which is the first immaterial jhana. And then from here we have to transcend the object one by one and go deeper. So this is the kasina technique, which is very difficult. There is also in the kasina technique we will also talk about temperaments, the temperaments of people, of the mind, and we will also see the danger, one of the main dangers of the kasina technique. Let us see about it. So a person, for example, who has who has seen, for example, used the Kasina meditation, will be able to see the Kasina color. For example, if a person uses the earth Kasina, for example, here I have just made the earth Kasina, something like a disc for representing. So what you can see is the earth Kasina will have some sort of contour on it. Well, some type of defects or some kind of contours will be there, which will not be so perfect. The earth Kasina may not be so perfect, and such contours and the earth itself, earth Kasina itself, you will be able to see such texture everywhere. Wherever you look at, you will be able to see the such texture even after coming out of such Kasina meditation. So it is that is why it is not recommended. It is a bit dangerous. Those people who have used the color Kasina, for example, if someone has used the blue Kasina, Neela Kasina, so wherever they see after coming out of the Kasina meditation, when the Kasina meditation was really effective, when they come out, they will be able to see everything in blue color, so which is not recommended. Same in the, if they have used the yellow color, they will be able to see everything in yellow color, so which is sometimes we can say it is a sort of color blindness until you are able to come out of it when you have opened your eyes. It is that's why it is not recommended at all. And other things or the eyes may be watery, or eyes will get irritation, because for a long time we have to look into the disc. Here the distance is 1 meter apart. The person stands or sits and just concentrates on the disc. So the disc can be a wide Kasina or the narrow Kasina. The widest one can be of 30 centimeter in diameter, which is used for the deluded temperament. What is delusion is fixed. The mind is fixed in wrong belief, wrong views or wrong belief. So for such people, they use the wide Kasina. And for confused people, is they are not fixed in one concept, one belief. They just switch over. They are actually very confused. For confused people, we use the narrow Kasina. Narrow Kasina can be lesser than 30 centimeter diameter, whatever the size that may be, but not too small or to concentrate. Or if it is too small, maybe you might get a severe headache or migraine or something like that. So, which is not very much recommended. So, and regarding the temperament and the opposite temperament, let us see here. For the lustful temperamented people, let us see about it. So here for all temperaments, we can use the 4 basic elements. The Kasina made with 4 basic elements: earth, water, fire, and air. Also, we can also use the space element and the light element. So sorry, the space Kasina or the light Kasina we can use, and the 4 colors or should be used for the hateful temperamented people. The red color, blue color, or yellow color, or the white color can be used for hateful temperamented people. So for hateful temperament, you have to use the 4 colors. The opposite of hateful temperament is called as the intellectual temperament. So the lustful temperament opposite is the faithful temperament. The person is faithful. When the person is faithful, there is no need of lust. So when the person is is intellectual, that such a person doesn't need to hate anything. So, and the confused person actually doesn't fix much on anything actually. So the confused person is just moving here and there with the thoughts, or is not able to grasp any one thing, and then the deluded temperamented person is fixed on one wrong belief or one or two wrong beliefs. So this is all about the kazinas. We will again come to see about the kasina again. So now let's again read the try to find out the meanings of the stanza, and then connect it with this. So the first one is the akasananchayatana. So we have to know the meaning of ayatana here. The ayatana, the meaning is actually the field. The meaning is called field, or the collective receptacle, or the collectors, or the ayatana means the field. What I have used, the meaning is the field. Say, you can see field of infinitude of space, field. So ayatana here, the field of nothingness, is an ayatana, is a collector. There the objects, everything later forms on these things. So these are all fields only, field of perception or non-perception, because these are the basic things, actually basic things on which the materiality forms. So that's why we call it as field. And another thing, another reason is because we use it as field is because it is generally infinite in dimensions. So that is one reason we use it as field. So let's again see this one. So the first one is the akasananchayatana kusala chittam. So which is the akasa is the space. Akasananchayatana is the receptacle or the field of space, is what they use here. Field of space is the kusala chittam, or we call it in English as the infinitude of space. Kusala is the wholesome chitta. Wholesome chitta pertaining to the infinitude of space or space. So the second one is the Vijnananchayatana. Vijnana is the consciousness. Ayatana is the field of consciousness. As the space is grasped in the first immaterial sphere chitta, here in this one, then we extend it to infinity. So which is actually the consciousness, which is infinite. So here this is the vijnana, the consciousness, field of consciousness, which is infinite in nature, which is the kusala, which is again the kusala chitta, or the kusala wholesome consciousness. So wholesome consciousness pertaining to the consciousness, infinite consciousness. And akinchi, generally akinchanyayatana. Here again the receptacle or the field is there. The field of not akinchi means, kinchi means this thing or that thing. Akinchi means not this or nothing actually. Kinchi means something. Kinchi means something. Akinchi means, or the opposite of something which is nothing. Akinchanyayatana kusala chittam. So ayatana means the field of the kusala, the wholesome chitta, which is related, which is pertaining to the field of nothingness, akinchi. And then in the fourth one, what we have is the neva sanya na sanya ayatana. Ayatana is the field. The field of neva sanya means not. No, sanya is called as the perception, and asanya is the non-perception, the opposite of sanya. So na is not eva means perception. Eva sanya means some perception. Eva means something is there, some perception, not some perception, or not non-perception. That means neither perception nor non-perception. Ayatana is the field, kusala chittam. So the kusala chittam is the wholesome consciousness pertaining to the concept of non-perception or perception or non-perception is all. Chati. Imani is these are all. Chattari is the four. Chattari is in force, four. P. Arupavachara means the immaterial sphere, related to immaterial sphere. Kusala chittani is the wholesome chitta. Nama is all. Thus we have come to the end of this lecture. So let's finish here. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sammasambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sammasambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sammasambuddhassa. Let all beings, without any distinction, get equally the share of all the good karmas that I have committed, the results of all the good karmas that I have done from the very beginning of my existence to the very end of my existence in the future. And also I beg forgiveness from all the beings to relieve me from the karmic debts that I might have with them, and I too forgive all the bad karmas that all beings have done to me, irrespective of any distinction. So I also request the Sammasambuddhas, Pacceka Buddhas and Arahants to please forgive me for any misdeeds that I might have, wrong deeds or bad karmas that I might have done to them in the past, present or in the future. Please do forgive me, and I beg the Buddhas, Pacceka Buddhas and the Arahants to please bless me to attain Nibbana as soon as possible. Thank you.